My people, good morning. Welcome back. We are here again with another mind-blowing information. This one is coming from Rufai Oseni. Oh my God, that guy is something else. That guy will live and not die. He is the like of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, saying the truth the way it is. In fact, there is much sober reflection in what he's saying here concerning the governors, the pains they have caused Nigerians, the debt on the head per head of every Nigerian, how Buhari met this country and how he's living it. In fact, he advised these people as brothers, as children per se, because they are all in to doom or to dupe every one of us. Just listen to Oseni, and I will be right back with my own comment. God bless you.
Because of his destiny. The problem with Nigeria today is because this generation of leaders have just decided to put Nigeria down. Why do we talk about the likes of the Awolowo today? Because in their time, it changed the course of Nigeria's destiny. As somebody from Ogun State, I still drive on the roads that were built by Awolowo. If I want to drive from Ikenne to my village via the old road. But you see, we have a bunch of leaders that don't think of the future. They just think what to eat now. It destroys their country. That's why you see they are forgotten. I'm happy about the governors' meeting yesterday. But the question is, do these governors even hear the things they tell them, or it enters one ear and goes out with the other? These are the same governors, and some of those governors were there. These are the same governors that want to claim big fat pension bonuses. But their states are in debt of trillions of naira. They plunge their states in debt. And how do they do this? The first way governors do is they do big white elephant projects. They take loans that they will benchmark against their federal government allocation for the next 30, 20 years. They say they are building airports. They say they are building all sorts of infrastructure. I'm not saying infrastructure is not good, but you don't build what you don't have the wherewithal to build. I keep stating that Delta State has 2 airports today because when Warri was ripe enough for that infrastructural development, Shell had a hand in building the airport in Osubi. But you see, to a large extent, they do the white elephant project, fritter with the Commonwealth, and they put the state in debt. And that's what Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was saying yesterday. Now look at the situation of Nigeria. Most of the governors have owed a lot of debt, and they keep owing this debt because they misplaced the priority. It's either the governors are attending to their political godfathers, frittering away our resource, or wasting our wealth in general. He talked about the fact that we have a young population. We can use this young population for development. But what do? The politicians use them for political divisiveness during elections. Look at our economy as we speak today. Do you know that Nigeria today, I saw a report in this day that is saying that our budget deficit will increase because we're not beginning to meet our quota of production of crude oil. So there's a lot of lapses, but the governors keep incurring a lot of debts. President Muhammadu Buhari will praise himself about the election, but can we all truly beat our chest that these elections were an indication that we're maturing? Look at the public disgrace again that we got in the hands of the BBC, revealing how manipulated Rivers' election was. Foreign media beginning to show a show of shame to the public. And this is us that we're supposed to lead the way. Foreign media show our election result sheet how they were mutilated. Or because people want political preservation, they do all sorts and they fool themselves and fool Nigeria. So is that a reflection of how maturing we are? The people that we give true praise to are the Nigerians that came out to vote on election day, which have held the line and have done well for their country. But with the organization of the election, can we say it met the aspirations of Nigerians? The court will decide that. So like I said before, the governors have been told all the things they know already, but with their own personal interest, allow them do what is right. And that's the big bone of contention. It's not that they don't read the papers to know that the economy is in dire strait, and Nigeria as we speak today is broke. that Olusegun Obasanjo met a debt of 28 billion, he reduced it for over 2 billion, and President Muhammadu Buhari met a debt of 7 billion, he increased it to 41 billion. If you are to share the debt of over 41 billion amongst 200 million Nigerians, each Nigerians that do not even have access to that don't have access to $1 per day, have a debt of over 380,000 naira for them on their neck as we speak today. But when Olusegun Obasanjo came in, the debt was like 17,000 naira for Nigeria. So these are the things that we all know, and we talk about every single day. Only yesterday, inflation has risen up to 22%. And when we say we made giant strides in agriculture, but food inflation is on the increase, and farmers can't take their goods out, then what's the way forward? So the governors know all they have been told. The question is, will they bring down their gap of personal interest and enriching themselves and truly work for the Nigerian people? Dear governors, it is best you leave a legacy and be financially broke in your account after leaving office than you are very rich or you leave Nigeria worse than the way it is. I know people around you will tell you that being a governor means you should be rich when you leave office. But please think that no matter how much you steal, you will leave all that money on earth and go one day. And what will live after you will be your legacy. Concerning the court case, people have talked at not so much that let the court decide as regards the 25% issue, which is also in the election tribunal.
But this is a new development. But the good thing is that the next government will not say, we never knew that this situation was so bad because it's the same party that will continue in office.
So I have a lot of qualms even with what the World Bank chief in Nigeria said, and it has made me more scared for Nigeria. The fact that the money was requested for in 2021 as a bid to pull out subsidy and nothing was done since then. What kind of country are we living in?
But they did not withdraw the money.
Since 2021, you had made the request for the money, and they did have to take the World Bank chief to come and say it. When the minister was hounded, why did she make this clarification? So that's the kind of country we're running. And it just shows you that we ought to have done something long ago. We didn't do it. And now we are here. It takes an intervention for the World Bank to bail us out. So we want to draw the money out now, pull out subsidy. The World Bank chief says 2-3 months, if you don't pull out subsidy, you're going to be in dire straits. Are we sure this new administration is going to pull out subsidy in 2-3 months? It behoves on them to do. Why are we even talking about subsidy now? Some people say subsidy is a scam. And when we tell them the truth, they say we are negative, we hate them. Just like when I told some of them the truth about this, where's the front page of the Guardian newspaper? Oseni over 2.3 billion Siemens deal. And I said it's a failure here. And somebody tell me, Rufai, you are too negative. So is this not a failure already? Have we met all the time? What is failure? And that's why I said, please, I would have been given time to define what failure is. You have timelines. By now, we're not supposed to be turning a veritable part of the timeline. Didn't our grid go as low as 223 megawatts? And I said it's a failure. They say I'm negative. You see, when we want to do a country right, let's do it right. I've got nothing against anybody. I just want this country to be better. But when people keep dropping the ball and try to illogically defend themselves, it doesn't take us anywhere. If you fail, I accept you have failed so that you'll be able to do better. Look at where we are. Look at the joke we've become of this Siemens deal as we speak today. Where is the power? Where is the development? And these were the same people that abused Obasanjo. He spent 16 billion on power. We didn't see anything for him. How much have they spent? What have they done on power? 16 billion in 16 years. Nothing to show for it. That was the sing song. What have they done on power? I want to quickly move to the Shehu Kuti case. Which was that case? I condemn what Shehu Kuti has done. Slapping the police over. You don't do that. But also, in condemning Shehu Kuti, let's also condemn the first spokesperson, Ben Omundeyi. Shehu Kuti's lawyer released something yesterday that Ben Omundeyi, a case that ought to be taken to court, granted an interview to a Punch journalist, telling the Punch journalist that truly Shehu Kuti gave the police officer 12,000 and begged him. Are those details not supposed to be part of the investigation in court? And your lawyer also said that he was manhandled. So should this even have been shown in the first place? Dr. Abati, you people are the lawyers in the room. Should this be shown? Should this mugshot should be in public glare as we speak today in the first place? Because you see, we live in a country where everybody is so lawless. And that's why I said, in the bit of between yesterday and today that Shehu did that, I condemn what Shehu has done. No? All of a sudden, the Nigerian police has become a saint, Abi. But is this representation of the law? Should he be handcuffed the way he was handcuffed?
But if he has slapped a policeman before, do you know whether I can slap a policeman?
So
the prospect of doing it again.
And that's why I'm saying I totally.
Maybe that's why they put the hand in.
And that's why I'm saying I'm totally condemning what he has done. Don't get me wrong. But two wrongs can never make
I told
a
you one
right.
slap according to those who saw the
Two
original.
wrongs can never make a right. In this country, the moment we believe that two wrongs can make a right, we will have a country of so much wrong, and that's where we are in the country of a wrong now.
What the police has done in parading him, there is a law against parading criminals.
That's it. And look at it.
Alleged criminals in Lagos State.
It's even making headlines. And it was the same police that released that picture. So should that have been released to the public in the first place? I've never said what Shehu did was right. Please don't get me wrong. It was wrong in what he's doing, but is the police too doing any better? So the same fight that we are fighting against Shehu, that say, okay, Shehu infringed on the police right. Is this any better that the police is doing? Is this any better? So do two wrongs end up making a right in Nigeria? The day it does, let me know.
I think
It's Kuti or anybody else. You know, the argument isn't there. Don't parade suspects.
yes.
A person arrested for a misdemeanor or a felony is considered innocent until proven guilty. But here in Nigeria, you know, you are adjudged guilty even before you go through the justice administration system. And that's why you see even armed robbers. So it's not because it's Shehu Kuti. Even parading armed robbers, parading kidnappers. No, the proper place to go is a court of law, where the rights of the person under Section 36 of the Constitution, which talks about fair hearing, you know, would then kick in. So that's the point that the lawyer, Fusika, first we were told it was Falano, but it was Fusika that issued a statement saying that the rights of his client, are being violated.
Yeah.
But there'll be a lot to learn from this. But of course, as we pointed out yesterday, citizens are not supposed to attack policemen. If that were to be allowed, there will be anarchy.
Absolutely. I believe that the police is just feeding to the sensationalism of this case because of the figure involved, this issue, Anikula Pokoti. I'd like to draw our attention to the story on the special Federal Executive Council meeting, which held yesterday, presided by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, where they say that 40 out of 47 memoranda were considered. The concern here is what we have talked about in terms of memos being approved and projects being approved. So one of the things they talked about was the Empower, that the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Umar Farouk, said they had approved. And they had approved billions of naira to train for the Batch C arm of Empower, which would run for the next few months to train Nigerians on the life skills. What has been said about the Empower project is with regards to accountability. A few days to the end of this administration's tenure under which Empower came to be, they are approving billions of naira to continue a project that we haven't seen full accountability, and they have in gray areas in terms of the beneficiaries. Even though she mentioned during the meeting that they had, recorded successes, it's not just successes we want to hear. We want to see data. We want to see the lives that have been improved. It is very easy. They would have registered people. We have people on the social register, and they would have gone through training. Can we get accountability of the monies that had been expended previously? Beyond that, another interesting take was that the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, had also got assured the meeting that Nigeria Air will fly before 29th of May. I find that quite curious because when we make statements like this, how will this happen?
No, but he's giving you assurance. Won't you wait?
But that's why
Do you know whether that's the plane that will take President Buhari from Abuja to Daura?
That's why I'm questioning that.
Nigeria Air will fly. Wait, it's not May 29 yet. Why are you saying?
All right. By the way, Dr. Bati was right when he said, when the Minister of Works and Housing had said that Lagos-Ibadan Expressway would be completed before the end of April, you'd question that validity. Just to mention, because when public servants make statements, we must hold them account to the statements they make. You can't make careless statements and just say, oh, we should be ready by this time if you would. That also you would increase the deficit of trust that we already have. Then finally, I was going to talk about the government kicking against move to hold doctors' migration. Remember that bill?
Yes.
Where we had the representative come on here. The Minister of Labour and Employment has said it goes against extant laws. So the federal government themselves are kicking against it, that it should not hold water. Just to give an update on that particular bill that is being promoted in that.
I felt like crying. The kind of pains they have caused us, especially APC government. They were saying PDP was corrupt. I know they are the same thing, no. But then the level of corruption in APC is all this money they are gathering, they are piling up for themselves. See how life is. They will still die and leave it. Their children will still die and leave it. And what's their sense of all these pains they are causing innocent people? Inflation rate is because of the money they borrowed that is not in circulation at all. They siphoned those ones, maybe buried it, or I don't know, or even transferred to foreign banks. What is the essence of this? Why this? And you see them fighting for position. Hey, I want to be the governor. It's just for their selfish reasons. Selfish reasons. Nothing more, nothing less. Well, we must continue to say the truth and, push for the truth. God bless you.